Now is the time to collect Pokemon 3DS games, the special editions, and the copies of the games factory sealed. Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, Lithium here from my channel Nintendo Collecting. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. I try to post videos on Wednesdays and Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, as well as some other random days of the week. Essentially, very recently, I bought all 8 3DS Pokemon games factory sealed. I'm fortunate that I do already have these in my collection, but factory sealed copies are getting more and more sparse in stores, and they're getting harder to find. So basically what I am predicting is they're about to go up in price, especially when you can't find them in stores anymore. So let me just discuss and go back one generation for something like this. Before Pokemon X and Y, which released in 2013, just before the release of these two, we had Pokemon Black and White 2 in 2012. Those games right now, opened, I should say, are really expensive, but factory sealed, they are definitely in the hundreds of dollars already. Some of them are actually going back to the DS. If you want to go back to the Diamond, Pearl, Platinum era, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black, White, Black and White 2, they're now $300 and up for a lot of those factory sealed. And you might be wondering, well, like DS games, they aren't that old. There's no way that that's ever going to happen with those games. It will. It'll just take a little bit of time. That's why I'm trying to get ahead of the curve. One of my main tips in collecting is try not to collect when everything else is booming. It's really hard to collect for something that's really expensive right now, or you already missed the trend. I already missed out on any factory sealed DS games. They're just too expensive for me, but I definitely want to get these now. So essentially, going back to the DS, they're like $300. These ones right here, you can find most of these 8 factory sealed, even on eBay, for roughly $50 to $70 US right now. Some of them are a bit more expensive. I would say Alpha Sapphire is probably the most expensive one, but that one's only maybe up to $100. It's not that expensive currently. And you might be wondering, like, hey, there's no way these are going to go up that much. Let me state my argument. If Pokemon Black and White 2 came out in 2012, and they're already hundreds of dollars, Pokemon X and Y are just starting to boom in price, but they haven't hit it yet. They're both probably still under $100, and they're only released 1 year later. These games were released in 2013. They're already 8 years going on 9 years old, which means I think especially once they hit a decade old, you're not going to be able to find them very commonly factory sealed anymore. They're going to get really, really expensive. And then all the generations after that, of course, will follow suit. But it's going to start probably with X and Y, Omega Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire. Those ones are going to go up first. Just before I talk about each of the series independently for the Pokemon games on the 3DS, I just want to talk about how I found them factory sealed. I already had a copy of Alpha Sapphire for Pokemon. I believe this came in a bundle, and the guy had never opened it before, so I don't even remember the price I paid for this one on its own. But the other 7 games I bought in a bundle very recently. So Pokemon X, of course, Pokemon Y, and then we had Omega Ruby, Pokemon Sun, Pokemon Moon, all of these in really good condition, but they are the French-Canadian versions with the English text as well. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, all 7 of these, I paid in total just like $315 US for them. So independently, each, they were $44 and some cents. That's almost the exact same price that they would have been in stores. If they were $39.99 plus tax in most regions, they would have come out to roughly $43 to $45, depending on what the tax was. So I thought that was a really good deal, especially considering I'm buying these games now in 2021, all of them, on average for what they were released in stores. The bundle was not priced like that. They were each bundled individually, which I'll now get to with each of the independent series. A note on Pokemon X and Pokemon Y for a moment. There are different variations that are out there that you can get. There's some that are from North America, of course, and the rest of the world. There is a Canadian version that has FR on it for French. They're not as desirable right now as the American versions. I don't really care. So what I think is a good price to pay for these, if you can find them, is around $50 to $60, just like they were coming out in stores essentially. Not that much of an increase in price. If you wait on these, my prediction is within 2 years, these might triple triple in price, and they'll go way up. Now, I know in some of my recent videos, a lot of you were saying, why are you getting sealed games? I think they're meant to be played. I've always been on that bandwagon. I love having games and to actually play them, but it's actually still a lot of fun collecting the sealed copies too. So that's why I've been getting on that train recently. Also, I don't really see a risk in this investment if you're looking at it from that perspective. Spending maybe $50 US on each of these, so $100 total, there is almost no way I can predict myself losing money on factory sealed copies of these games. I think they're at least going to double, if not triple, very quickly, maybe within the next 12 months, maybe within the next 3 years. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm in this for the long haul, so I don't think this is a very high risk collecting Pokemon X and Pokemon Y right now, especially when they start hitting that 10-year anniversary mark. Prices start to skyrocket, people start getting them graded and sealed. I'm not really sure if I'll get that done. Next up, we have Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. For some reason, these are more expensive in my experience sealed than getting X and Y. I'm not sure exactly what the reason for that is. Maybe there's not as many copies of them factory sealed out there, and I don't think they sold as well as Pokemon X and Y because these are remakes, so it probably makes them a little bit more rare. Now, these games in particular are probably more like $70 and up factory sealed. Again, these games aren't that old yet in comparison. These ones are from 2014, so 1 year later, but they're the ones that are going to go up right after X and Y, and I think these ones are actually the most expensive ones that I'm discussing in this video for just the regular releases. Now, there is, I believe, a double pack of these two that was released in North America. It's incredibly rare. It's already selling for $350 and up when it's factory sealed. I have never seen one in existence. Only on eBay is where I've ever seen those before. Let me know if you know prices of those, if you have one of those in your collection for a 2-pack of that. Next up, we've got Sun and Moon. Love these kinds of games. The theming here is just really well done. So these games are actually some of the least expensive games factory sealed. I think particularly Pokemon Moon. If you can find these for like $30 or $40 factory sealed, that's still possible. Again, a huge reminder about these factory sealed games, or the games in general. You don't want to get the copy that says UAE in the bottom corner. Might be in either corner. It just depends on your region, but most collectors are not after those kinds of copies. You can find factory sealed copies of all these games, but a lot of them are the UAE versions. So make sure you're getting real pictures of what you're about to buy. Ask the seller for more images of the front and the back. Ask them, is this the actual item I am going to get? You don't want it to be delivered and it's the wrong version that you don't really want. So these ones, especially Moon, you can probably find them for less than $40, less than $45 factory sealed right now. What's really fun about Sun and Moon is that there are a ton of different variations of these factory sealed as well in 2-packs. This one right here comes with a set of first partner Pokemon figures. So this one is sealed. It has the 2 games in it factory sealed and the figures sealed. This one's selling for roughly $150 right now, which isn't that expensive yet, especially when you compare it to the big box variations for all the other previous Pokemon games, including Heart Gold and Soul Silver. You can probably see the bigger boxes of them right up there. They're really expensive. So this one's going to keep climbing, I think, as well. If you can find it for less than, I think, like $120 to $130, you're probably getting a pretty good deal on that particular bundle. Then we also have the Steelbook edition. This one I have opened on my channel. I unboxed it. I'll put it as a card in the top right-hand corner. So this is not factory sealed anymore. If it was around the same price, around $150, it includes a really cool Steelbook that I think is collectible and looks really sweet overall. I like the Steelbooks. I'm not sure about you guys, but what are your thoughts on the Steelbooks? Here it is right here. So you've got both the Sun and Moon looking fantastic. I love that right there, actually. That's a really good idea. And you have 2 places for the games inside with a bit of the map as well. So that comes in that edition. Then there is an individual edition that comes with a figure. So this is Pokemon Moon, comes with a Lunala figure. I don't have the one for Sun. And this is open, by the way. The figure inside of this, though, is factory sealed. So let me just see if I can open this without damaging the box too much, just to show you what the figure is like inside. So actually in this, I'm shocked, but I forgot about this entirely. You know that moment? Have you ever had that moment where you open a box and you're kind of amazed? So here is the factory sealed figure, and then I literally forgot about this or didn't know this. I already have a copy of Pokemon Moon factory sealed in here as well. So I'm wondering if on the back of this, and it does, I'll show you the comparison right now of why I want this one factory sealed. So this one does say not for resale on it right down there. The one that came in the big box bundle has not for resale, the other one does not. So that's a nice, cool thing. I completely forgot about that. So this one, even though it's opened, stuff is factory sealed in it, which will raise the cost a little bit. If the box itself, the outer big box was factory sealed, then it would be maybe around $120 right now. It's a lot less than the other two bundles I've already talked about for Sun and Moon, because those come with both games, and this only comes with one. I'm still after the Pokemon Sun variation of this one, that comes with the figurine as well, so if you know where that is, let me know. I'm open to trades as well, and this one, it's just a lot less expensive. It only comes with one game. Lastly, for the 3DS games, we have the most common ones that might still be in stores near you, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. These ones you can probably find for the exact price that they are in stores still. You can probably find them maybe for $40 to $50 factory sealed, and if you can find them in your local store, that's even better. You'll save on shipping, and you won't have to hunt that much. I believe the Walmart in my area still has a few of the copies of Ultra Sun, and there's a few stores online that still have them in stock, especially to pick up. Places like GameStop or EB Games in Canada. You could also look at Toys R Us, Best Buy. Just search your area, because getting these at the normal price in stores is definitely what you would want to be after. There are a lot of different variations of these ones too that come in bigger boxes. This one is the one that comes with 16 art cards and in-game item codes, and 200 Pokeballs with that item codes. So this one I do have factory sealed with copies of the game factory sealed in here as well. This one again around 150 bucks. There is a variation that's this size that comes with both games that has the steel book. I don't have it yet, but it's very high on my wanted list right now before the prices for it go up even worse. Then there are individual packages of these. This one comes with a keychain, which is pretty cool, and the other one also comes with a keychain. Now my problem here is these are not factory sealed, there's no games, there's no figures. I am trying to now find these keychains on eBay. I just found the boxes themselves for a really good deal. I think the prices are going to go up, of course. Anything cardboard Nintendo, anything big box will go up over time. So just a hint, you can buy them in pieces if you want, but my suggestion would be to probably buy these once and buy them right, the way that you want to get them. Now for those ones individually, my price point's probably around 100 bucks if I can find them for that much. Otherwise, I'm going to be trying to complete those, and I need the not for resale versions, and I need the keychains, so I really want the Steelbook edition and that stuff to kind of complete this entire set. That's just my opinion, but I would love to hear your thoughts on collecting the 3DS Pokemon games right now. It doesn't have to be factory sealed. You could talk about them opened, if you can find them in your area, and what the prices are like right now. I probably want to do an updated video of the pricing guide for the Pokemon games this year, considering it is that 25th anniversary, and prices have gone even more insane than they were last year at this exact same time. Also, let me know what you thought of my pickup of getting these each at basically the same price that they were in stores, at around $45 US each, even though some of them were independently a little bit more expensive. That's what I got as the bundle deal. Thanks so much for watching. You guys are awesome. Go collect them all. Keep smiling while gaming. Stay safe, everyone.